Hey everyone, have you ever looked at the top of a screw and seen that familiar cross shape? That's a Phillips head screw. And the tool you use for it is, of course, a Phillips screwdriver. It's so common today that we barely even think about it. But have you ever wondered where it came from? Why did we need this cross shape when the simple single-slot screw already existed? Well, the story behind it is a fascinating tale of innovation, business savvy, and a world-changing war. Before the Phillips screw, everything was held together by slotted or flathead screws. If you've ever tried to use one, you know the struggle. The screwdriver slips out constantly, it's hard to center, and if you apply too much force, you can easily damage the screw head or the surface you're working on. For craftsmen, this was a daily frustration. But on the fast-moving assembly lines of the early 20th century, it was a massive, costly problem. Every slipped screwdriver meant delays, damaged products, and potential injuries. The world desperately needed a better screw. So, who was the genius who solved this problem? The name on the screwdriver gives us a clue: Henry F. Phillips. But here's a twist. Phillips wasn't the original inventor of the crosshead screw. That honor actually belongs to a man named John P. Thompson. Thompson patented a screw with a recessed cross-shaped socket back in the early 1930s. His design was brilliant because it was self-centering. The screwdriver would naturally align itself in the cross, making it much faster and more secure to use. But Thompson was an inventor, not a businessman. He couldn't convince any manufacturers to adopt his revolutionary screw. They thought it was too complex to produce. This is where Henry F. Phillips enters the story. Phillips was a sharp businessman who immediately saw the potential in Thompson's invention. He bought the patent from Thompson and, with an engineer named Thomas Fitzpatrick, made some crucial refinements to the design. He didn't just improve the screw, he created an entire system. He knew that for his screw to be successful, manufacturers needed a reason to switch. Phillips's big challenge was convincing the old guard of the screw industry. He went from company to company, but they all turned him down, saying his screw was impossible to make. Undeterred, Phillips founded the Phillips Screw Company in 1934. He found a forward-thinking partner in the American Screw Company. They figured out how to mass-produce the new screws, and Phillips hit the road to sell his vision. The real breakthrough came from the booming automotive industry. In 1936, Phillips finally convinced General Motors to test his screws on their Cadillac assembly line. The results were incredible. The self-centering design dramatically sped up production. Workers could use powered screwdrivers without the bits slipping and scratching the car's paint. It was a game changer. Soon, almost every car maker in America was using Phillips screws. But what truly launched the Phillips screw into global stardom was World War II. The military needed to build tanks, planes, ships, and all sorts of equipment faster than ever before. The old slotted screws were just too slow and unreliable for wartime production. The Phillips screw was the perfect solution. It was quickly adopted as a standard for military equipment. As American-made Jeeps, aircraft, and machinery spread across the globe, so did the Phillips screw. Mechanics and engineers everywhere needed the right tool to fix them, and the Phillips screwdriver became a household name worldwide. Interestingly, one feature that we now see as a flaw was once considered an advantage: camote. That's when the screwdriver pops out of the screw head if you apply too much torque. In the early days of powered drivers which didn't have torque control, this was actually a good thing. It prevented workers from over-tightening the screw and stripping the threads or damaging the material. The screw was designed to fail before the workpiece did. After the war, Henry F. Phillips retired a wealthy man, having sold his patents. But his legacy is all around us. The company he founded continues to innovate, but his name is forever linked to that simple, elegant, cross-shaped design that holds our world together. So the next time you pick up a Phillips screwdriver, take a moment to appreciate the journey of this humble tool. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a story of a forgotten inventor, a brilliant businessman, and a design that revolutionized manufacturing and helped win a war. It's a perfect example of how a small, clever idea can have a massive impact on the world. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.